We would like to take this opportunity to welcome the many distinguished guests and honored visitors joining us today. Please hold your applause until all guests have been introduced. Accompanying Colonel Greenwald is his wife Paloma, his sons Garrison and Oliver, and his mother Marianne. Accompanying Colonel Van Brunt is his wife Laura and his daughters Claire and Cecilia. Also with us today, the Arizona State Representative for District 13, the Honorable Tim Dunn. Arizona State Representative for District 13, the Honorable Joanne Osborne, accompanied by her husband, Kenneth. The Command Chief, 10th Air Force, Chief Master Sergeant Jeremy Malcolm. The Commander, 56th Wing, Brigadier General Gregory Cueto. The Vice Commander, 944th Fighter Wing, Colonel Sean Rassis, accompanied by his wife, Tara. The Commander, Chief, 944th Fighter Wing, Chief Master Sergeant Aaron Buchanan, accompanied by her husband, retired Colonel R.J. Buchanan. The Command Chief, 56th Fighter Wing, Chief Master Sergeant Dan Wyman, accompanied by his wife, Maria. The President of the Archer Ragsdale, Arizona Chapter, Tuskegee Airmen, retired Colonel Richard Holloway. President and CEO of Fighter Country Foundation, Mr. Ron Sykes. We would also like to thank all commanders, chiefs, first sergeants, the men and women of the 944th Fighter Wing, and a special thanks to the 944th Fighter Wing honorary commanders, Fighter Country Partnership, and all civic community leaders for attending today's ceremony. The change of command ceremony is a military tradition deeply rooted in history and dating back to the time of Frederick the Great of Prussia. In that period, military organizations developed flags bearing specialized colors and designs unique to each organization. When soldiers followed their leaders into combat, they kept sight of these flags. If a banner still waved after the conflict, it was a sign that their side was victorious on the field of battle. Because of its symbolic importance, the flag was incorporated into ancient chain of command ceremonies. The organizational banner was exchanged in public for all to witness the naming of the new leader of the forces. The modern ceremony is also symbolic and continues to announce to all the authority of the incoming commander in the finest of military traditions. In today's ceremony, Col Jim Greenwald will relinquish command of the 944th Fighter Wing to Col Mark Van Brunt. We are honored to have Major General Brian Radley as our presiding officer. The commander of the airmen for today's ceremony is Colonel Sean Rassis, 944th Fighter Wing Vice Commander. Our guidon bearer is the 944th Fighter Wing Command Chief, Chief Master Sergeant Aaron Buchanan. The wing formation is comprised of men and women from across the 944th Fighter Wing. Again, welcome to today's ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the arrival of the official party and remain standing for the playing of ruffles and flourishes, singing of our national anthem, and the invocation.
Wait, through, and shut. Present. Present. Arms. Order! Order! Arms! Sir, I present the command. Present the colors. Present. Ho! Present. Present. Arms.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight.
Wing. At ease.
As you feel led and comfortable, please follow along as I pray for this great event. Gracious and merciful God in heaven, thank you for this great blessed day when we gather out here by a great runway. We see each other and remember that every airman is a true member of our mission to forge and fight, always ready, never to falter or fail. May we never forget our heritage of the red tail, whether hellion, rattler, werewolf, or termite, whether ninja, desert dog, gunslinger, or coyote. You have gifted our leaders truly to pursue their difficult work and duty. For Col James Greenwald, we thank you. Garrison, Oliver, and Paloma, give them grace anew. For Col Mark Van Brunt, we ask for wisdom, discernment, and strength for the task. Please bless all the incredible 944th Airmen. We pray in your blessed mercy. Amen.
Please be seated. Thank you, Senior Airman Knudsen, for that beautiful rendition of our national anthem, and Chaplain Price for the invocation. Ladies and gentlemen, the Commander, 10th Air Force, Major General Brian Bradley.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for being here. You know, I've got a great script planned. I'm sure you're anxiously awaiting that. Some of the things that they can't put in a script is this view on this day, with these beautiful airplanes, on this beautiful day, these beautiful people. Some things you just can't understand until you actually get here and you start to look at it. So thank you for inviting me to this ceremony, to this community, and to these great warriors and airmen. What a great opportunity to assemble and capture as much of the team as you can. I know you guys just took a fantastic picture this morning. The stretch of the responsibility of the 944 Fighter Wing, over 2,300 miles to North Carolina. Even though the 924 Fighter Group seems to be just down the road, these distances, especially when adding your detachments of Holland and Eglin, certainly create challenges that only the most tenacious command teams can lead. I know the heat's building, I know it's a warm day, and I'll try to get through this as quickly as I can, but listen, there are so many great people we just have to take the time to acknowledge. Please let me also add my welcome to Paloma, Garrison, and Oliver. Thanks you all for being here. We appreciate it. It's good to see you again. Laura, Claire, and Cecilia, there you are. Hello, it's nice to meet you. Maybe we'll shake hands and hug after a while, but welcome. My thanks to both families for making more PCS moves than you expected over the past few years. Changing schools, making new friends, never easy. Thanks for serving alongside your husbands, your dads, as they serve our nation and the airmen you see gathered here today, and many that you don't. Mary Ann, Jim's mom, we're going to talk about you too. Welcome. It's good to see you. You weren't expecting that. I heard you held the mic a little bit last night, huh? Now we know where he gets it. Thanks for being here. Hey, thanks for letting Jim serve. I'm sorry I missed it last night. I would love to hear you in action. But listen, you've got a great American sitting up here. He served our nation, our Air Force, and his family well. I know you're proud of him. I heard it all. I heard it was great last night, but we're so honored to have you here today. Thank you. State Representative Dunn, here today, and State Representative Joanne Osborne, her husband Kenneth. Great, thanks to have you. Thanks to you all for being here. Listen, our democracy exists so that the governed have a voice on how they wish to be governed. Thank you for being the voice and serving both your constituents and the state of Arizona. Chief Malcolm, no stranger to most of you here today, is my wingman and my commanding opportunity at 10th Air Force. You could have no better advocate. Welcome home, but you can't stay. Got to get back to work, my friend. Rear General Kruger, congratulations. You know what? It's really hard when everybody's in the OCPs to remember who's where. So give you a chance to do the geolocation. Congratulations on commanding such a great wing. Thanks for being a great partner as we continue to train the best fighter pilots in the world for the world's greatest Air Force says. Thanks. That's a unique distinction that you have here. We're a stronger nation because of our partners, and Team Luke builds those relationships better than anybody. Thank you. Congratulations to your wife, Maria. And who's this? Sitting in a tiara. Hi, what's your name? Oh, you look so lovely today. Thanks for being here. Are you excited to be here? Good, thanks. Hey, thanks to you both for supporting the Total Force team. We know nothing works by itself. We all come together, and thank you for that. Princess, thank you for being here. Man Chief Buchanan. Holy cows. Keep your bearing over there. I'm testing you. Nicely done. It's great to see you again. And RJ, I don't know where you are, but it's good. I think right there, you look just like Louis. It's shocking. It's great to see you both again, and listen, for both of you guys pitching back into lead great airmen. Colonel Richard Tolliver, man, beautiful wife Peggy. Listen, you know when those representatives arrive. Those red jackets stand out, and I'm so proud of you all to be here. We had a great chance to talk earlier this morning and share a few stories and experiences over the years, many of which we shared in different locations at different times. But I'm so happy that you all can be here representing such a fantastic organization. And I look forward to talking with you more afterwards and talking to you about some of your experiences. Thanks. But the Arch of Ragsdale, Arizona chapter of the Tuskegee Airmen, just thanks for continuing that tremendous partnership. I know you guys have worked hard over the years to continue it. Mr. Ron Stiles, our nation is only as strong as the partnership we call civil-military relations. Your advocacy as the president and CEO of Fighter Country Foundation is essential to the success of Team Luke. Thank you for doing your part to ensure these airmen have the support of this fantastic community. And finally, thanks to all who made this a great event, other than inviting the guest speaker. You guys did very well. A fantastic anthem, precise color guard, and an invocation that I think listed every squadron. I don't know if we missed it, but hey, Gonzaga, how you doing? I didn't know you were going to be here. It's good to see you. I do that every once in a while, folks. You just have to bear with me. I'll see something, I'll just start talking. This is why I promise you I would try to stay on track. I didn't say that I would. What a great opportunity, really, for me to be here with you today for another historic moment in the 944th. And speaking of historic moments in our nation's history, we cannot get past today without remembering what happened in 1944 on this great day. How we sent literally hundreds of thousands of American and Allied partners to begin one of the greatest military victories in the history of war. So pause as we remember them, those who died, those who survived, and their families. We are part-time citizen airmen, but we are full-time warriors and carnivores. The men and women of Air Force Reserve Command, 10th Air Force, and you, the warriors of the 944th Fighter, we stand ready to be the force our nation requires, with the capabilities surrounded by you today that our nation desires, at a cost our nation can afford. The heart of the reserve is to be the strategic depth of our nation, providing experience, stability, and the opportunity to serve while also following dreams of civilian occupations. We're not a nation of war, but we certainly are a nation of warriors when called. We'll rise to defeat the threats to our democracy, to defend one another, and ensure the posterity for future generations of Americans. Listen, we're at an inflection point in our nation's military history. You're no stranger to that change here at Luke. But change is coming. And our Chief of Staff of the Air Force, General Brown, is doing his best to get us in front of the changes in order to shape them rather than to receive whatever comes our way, and he's doing a great job. He has a great plan to move us toward the future. Accelerating change isn't something he's saying, it's something he's doing. He needs our support and commitment. Let's do our part, as losing is not an option. Employers, listen, we can't do this without you. I don't know how many employers we have in the audience today, but your sacrifice to provide full-time employment for our airmen and their families allows us to serve when our nation's called. Thank you. And we recruit airmen, but we retain families. Those decisions to remain on this team, and those of you that are out there, and anybody that's listening to me live streaming, those decisions to remain on our team are made at the dinner table, on the front porch, in the work center, and even today on social media. Be leaders. Be co-workers and subordinates and teammates that others want to emulate. Be leadership worthy. We must act with unassailable integrity with one another and undeniable trust in one another. Being kind doesn't cost you anything. I know I can count on you. I know you're ready, and I know I don't want to be the force who opposes you in combat. Our diversity as a force, as a nation, is a force multiplier and is our greatest advantage. Respect each other, protect each other, and defend each other. To our total force leadership teams here at Luke, Davis Montland, Seymour Johnson, Holloman, and Egley. What a span of control, fellas. The Air Force, our Air Force, is best when we are unified. The unity of effort that works well in the Joint Force also works very well in the Air Force. The taxpayers deserve our most effective, efficient, and productive use of their tax dollars, which, by the way, are yours too. We do that through associations, just like we all have in the 944. Thanks for your leadership and partnership in our Air Force. Hey, letting go of the guide on is hard. It really is. Probably one of the hardest things you'll do as a commander. There's still so much work to do, you never feel satisfied. There's always one more visit to make, one more area to help, and one more team to recognize. Speaking of teams to recognize, I heard there was a load competition yesterday. I heard somebody may have been victorious. Anybody know who that was? Who won the load competition? Apparently nobody. Anybody? You can sound off. That was your chance. Who did it? Who won it? I'm sorry, who was that? All right, just checking. Congratulations. Nothing better than to sit down and look at these great airplanes and know that there was a little friendly competition. And but somebody has to win, so congratulations to the Viper team. Change is hard, but change we must. Joining me on stage today are two of our best. Leaders who have risen to earn the right to command at the wing level. The selection process is demanding and is a testament to their service, leadership, and resiliency. Rada, you have well led your team for the past 2 years. Some of the many successes your team has enjoyed and effective on the UEI, Secretary of Defense Field Level Maintenance Award, not one but 2 Dedalian Awards, Reserve Command NPF of the Year, and pulled down the silver medal at Hogsmoke. But listen, Rada also has the ability to ensure he partners with those who make him better, and none other than Paloma, and we all know that to be true. I played golf with Paloma. I don't know how quick story, she still swings and hits the ball right down the middle of the fairway, even with Rada and myself on her back. So she carried the team literally. So thank you for that. If I can be honest, Rada, in your defense, you probably didn't play a lot of golf in Wyoming. I get it. There's a lot of other things to do up there, so I'll give you that one. But well done for marrying up, my friend. It's a sign of a strong leader. Giving recognition for your due, not breaking wind. Hey, leading during COVID was not an easy task, yet you sent nearly 24 medical warriors to respond to the pandemic. With all that going on and 4 geographically separated split flying operations, you didn't miss a beat. Further, your outreach to the community, as we've talked about here today, and civic leaders and organization ensured that fantastic relationships not only survived, but thrived. Thank you, Grada, to you and all the community leaders and organizations who ensured the relationship remained strong and the message even stronger. I also appreciate your efforts to resolve and strive to improve. Every organization that you have is running well, and the 944th as a whole is operating smoothly. But we all know it can always be better. In a few moments, you'll pass the guide on. Our symbol of organizational identity and command to SMASH. When you do, know that you have run a good race. Thanks for your servant leadership. SMASH, welcome to the best job you'll ever have, except for mine. It's pretty good, I gotta tell you. Because I get to do this ceremony for great leaders just like the two of you up here. Best part of my job. Then I get to sit back and watch the great work that you do. You'll get command guidance, and I'll get out of your way. I promise you that. You're well respected by your peers, as well as my peers. You're not here by accident. Though with so much navy blue in your family, man, I don't understand it. I love to hear the stories about how you broke away from the Navy and joined the Air Force. One thing you weren't able to do is break away from your apparent love of the single-engine fighter. Your dad flying single-engine fighters. There must be a little bit of story between you and your brother that he's not confident enough to fly a single-engine airplane, and only the best can. I'm sure that's a great family discussion around the dinner table. Brother, you succeeded at pretty much everything, so I'm a little jealous. Husband, father, combat-tested fighter pilot, who also led a combat deployment, and an accomplished author. Not something you hear a lot about fighter pilots. An accomplished author. You got to publish a paper through school. I've not read it yet, because apparently fighter pilots don't read either. So is it good? Is it good for them? No, she says it's not good. I was not expecting that. I don't know what to do with this right now. I think I'm gonna keep moving. Apparently you didn't ask for her help in writing it. She's what? Oh, yeah. Listen, I'm now learning that you also married up. Congratulations. Hey, leadership is an opportunity afforded to only the most deserving. Based partly on your past accomplishments, but really, more honestly, on what we expect you to be in a future leader. You've got those qualities. Every day is a check ride for commanders. You get people looking at you and counting on you. Their job is too important for you not to do your best every day. Their lives are too important. Airmen depend on their leaders, and those who lead must be worthy of following. Lead well. Tom and Sandy, your parents, I don't know, is this being live streamed? No? Okay. Recorded? Either way, I'm going to talk to your parents, they're not here. You can tell them I did it. It's out of respect. Hey, your parents raised a fine young man, and I'm not saying that just because you're here and they're not. Laura? Yep. I'm back to you. We're going to put you on the spot again. Lisa and I are looking forward to getting to know you both. Thanks for your opportunity to pitch back in and lead over these next 2 years. It may not seem like it now, you two, or even you four as a family, or even 6 months from now. That 2 years is going to go by like that. Enjoy every day. Right, Ryder? Because it's over before you know it. Thanks for being part of our leadership. And Clarence and Cecilia, thanks for letting your dad work a little harder over the next 2 years. He's going to be counting on you guys to continue to support him. He's going to be gone a lot more, but that's my fault. You can blame me. But I need him to travel, to look at and talk to all these airmen, to be able to help them and their families and make sure they're ready to do what our nation asks them to do. So thanks for cutting a little bit of slack, okay? Thank you all for being here today. It's been my true honor and pleasure in taking part in the great history of the 944 Fighter Wing. Fly, fight, and win. Air power, anytime, anywhere. Let's present a medal to Grata and change the command. Thank you.
Thank you, General Ratliff. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the presentation of the Legion of Merit.
Wait. And shut.
Attention to orders. Citation to accompany the award of the Legion of Merit to Colonel James L. Greenwald. Colonel James L. Greenwald distinguished himself by exceptionally meritorious conduct in the performance of outstanding service to the United States as Vice Commander, 944th Fighter Wing, Luke Air Force Base, Arizona, from 5 February 2019 to 3 May 2019. And Commander, 944th Fighter Wing, Luke Air Force Base, Arizona, from 4 May 2019 to 5 June 2021. During these assignments, Colonel Greenwald's exceptional leadership and exemplary foresight resulted in significant contributions to 944th Fighter Wing, Air Force Reserve Command, and the United States Air Force. As the 944th Fighter Wing Commander, he superbly led the Air Force Reserve Command's most diverse fighter wing, directing over 2,000 personnel, performing 4 separate flying missions at 5 different locations with a $94 million annual budget and services provided to more than 75,000 active duty, reserve, civilian, and retired personnel in the local servicing areas surrounding Luke Air Force Base, Arizona. Colonel Greenwald's unwavering dedication to the mission and the airmen under his command resulted in an effective grade for mission execution during the 2019 Air Force Reserve Command Unit Effectiveness Inspection. His foresight in the total force enterprise increased integration of 944 Fighter Wing personnel with the wing's active duty mission partners, accounting for placement of 10 reserve citizen airmen in active duty squadron leadership positions, which enhanced the reserve culture, forged the future of air power, and led to the recognition of the 944th Maintenance Crew and 56th Maintenance Crew and the 2020 Large Category Secretary of Defense Field Level Maintenance Award winner. Additionally, when faced with the unprecedented coronavirus disease 2019 pandemic, he ensured the rapid deployment of 13 wing medical personnel in less than 48 hours to New York City during the height of the crisis in that area. Finally, under his command, Colonel Greenwald continuously maintained a training for and annual production rate of 86% of all new fighter pilots and weapons systems officers to the combat airports. The singularly distinctive accomplishments of Colonel Greenwald culminate a long and distinguished career in the service of his country and reflect great credit upon himself and the United States Air Force. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
Wait.
It is my pleasure to present the Commander, 944 Fighter Wing, Colonel Jim Greenwald.
Something I've been waiting for a long time to say. Stand at ease and crowd in together a little closer, y'all. Be at ease. Come on. Squeeze in. For a year and a half, I've been telling you to stand farther apart. Wear your mask. Now, I want all you fully vaccinated folks to crowd in out of the sun here and stay in where it's a little cooler. Come on. Okay. General Ratliff, Representative Dunn, Representative Osborne, General Crowder, Chief Weimer, the rest of the 56 Fighter Wing team, Colonel Tolliver, the rest of the Archer Rexdale chapter, Ron, Fighter Country Partnership, Fighter Country Foundation, Steve, Mike, and Aaron, and I think Rustin, and Glenn's out here somewhere, the rest of the honoraries, friends and family, Airmen of the 944th. This is, I've been waiting a long time to say crowd in, stand closer together, but I'm not gonna lie, this is a day that I have not been looking forward to, because who in his right mind would walk away from this? You know, they give you advice when you come to do speeches like this. They say, look at your wife. They don't tell you, don't look at your airplane. They don't say, don't look at your teammates, because you're all out there and you're all hard to walk away from. Who in their right mind would, in a profession like ours, it's filled with meaning and significance and purpose, and out of all of that, the one role that you find the most personally and professionally rewarding of your 32 years of service, who would, in their right mind, look forward to walking away from that? But while I don't relish the thought of walking away from this incredible team of elite reserve citizen airmen, I can't spend too much time feeling sorry for myself, because I have to keep it in perspective. As General Ratliff said, 77 years ago today, we had some folks that really did some stuff, really did something long-lasting and made an impact on this country that lasted beyond their generation. So that helps me keep it in perspective. So I'm going to focus on the one word that keeps coming back to me the multiple times that I've sat down and wondered what I was going to say when I'm standing up here, and that word is gratitude. So I'm going to spend a few minutes saying thanks to a lot of people, and I know that no matter how many names I mentioned, there are more out there. So please bear with me, and I have a lot of thanks that are reserved, and I'm going to mention just a few names. So those of you who know me, I'm a man of faith. I always start at the top with my priorities, and so I lift up my Father in Heaven's name and praise, whether it's a triumph or a tragedy whether it's a challenge or a reward for me, I know that it's not my plan that's in play, and I'm grateful, thankful for whatever role that you allow me to play. So that's number one. One step down from there on the importance scale is my lovely bride. I'm looking at you. Sweetheart, you're my best friend, you're my perfect partner. You've always been there for me, and I thank you for that. I thank you for your patience, lots of that. Thank you for your strength, for carrying me and Col Radliff down the golf course. And thank you for your talent, keeping everything running so that I can do this. And I thank you for that. And most of all, I thank you for your forgiveness, because I've needed a lot of it, and I'll probably need some more. Thank you for that. Love you, honey. Boys, you guys impress me constantly with your resilience. No matter what we throw at you, I swear you're made out of rubber. You bounce right off, and you just keep chugging along. And I thank you for that. And I will say that for all the things that I've missed, and all of the times when I should have been with you, and instead I was with someone else, it was not because that other thing was more important than you. It's because I looked at y'all and I know that you're so squared away that, and these other people are, these other clowns are such a chocolate mess that they need me a little bit more than you. So thank you for your resilience, and I'm just so proud of you. Mom, always my biggest fan. Like I said the other night, you're always here for me. And, you're always behind me, whether I'm right or not. And it'd be cool if Dad was here to see this. And like I said, what would he say? He'd say, if that Air Force thing doesn't work out, you can always come back to the farm. Like he always did. He said it many times. Exactly that. That's 100% true. But thank you. Thanks for being there. And I'll stop there, and I'll just say thanks to the rest of my friends and family. Your support, your love has been incredible over the years. General Morgan, who's not here, General Radliff, thank you for your confidence and your trust to do the job, and thank you for your kind words. I would remind you that integrity is our first core value, and the 10% truth rule is in effect, but I still hope you can get to sleep tonight with your conscience. So thank you for the kind words. They're all lies, but thanks. Your mentorship and your friendship has meant a lot to me over the years. So thank you. General Broder, Chief Weimer, the rest of Bonsai, Sue Rye, the rest of the 56 Fire Wing team, your partnership has been invaluable. And we'll say more about it, but the trust and the confidence that these two teams have together is a benchmark. It's noticed throughout the Air Force, and thank you for your partnership. It's been fantastic, and I know that it's going to get better in the future. Thanks, sir. Honoraries, I already mentioned a few. We have the best community support anywhere here, whether it's our Fighter Country Foundation run, the honorary program, the Booster Club, the board of directors, the Blue Blazers, Archer Ragsdale. There's so much community love for this base and these airmen. It is amazing, and I thank you for that. You're making airmen's lives better every day. A couple of thanks for the folks that put this thing on. Rachel Stiebel, Lindra, Bruno George, Rodney, Protocol, Master Sergeant Farinacci, you silver-tongued devil, thank you for it. Chaplain Price, always a treat. Thank you for that great indication. Senior Airman Knudsen, thanks for the anthem. Double, thank you for your partnership over the last couple of years. Being a vice is not easy. You know, the saying is, as the vice, Your picture is nowhere, but your influence is everywhere. And I can't think of anything more true than the way we work as a team. So thank you. Chief Buchanan, as I mentioned to the folks, you kept me right side up through the last couple of years. You kept my attitude in check. You kept my clothes on properly. The price tags were not showing and all that stuff. Thank you for everything. I could not have done it without you. And the fact that this command team was a perfect unit. We all think differently. We're all different people, and I couldn't have chosen it better. So thank you all. Terry said thanks earlier. You carried me through this thing on your back. I appreciate it. Thank you. And PT, Jeff who's not here, front office staff, thank you for everything. Finally, Ben and Ethan, Jet, fantastic. Thank you for taking such great care of that flagship. It's the pride of the fleet because of you guys, and it was so great to see all of your names on the airplane. Yeah, it's fantastic. So keep it up. Thank you. All right, I'm going to stop there. So many more people to say thank you to, and most of all to the men and women of the 944th Fighter Wing. So I'm going to move on from gratitude to a little bit of humble braggery. As General Radliff said, we have a lot to be proud of in this wing. I talk about the culture of airmen and keeping it first and foremost in our minds. And a good part of that is a little bit of healthy swagger. So we have some things to be proud of here. Just a quick list. The UEI, highly effective for mission accomplishment and other things. We have benchmarks that were taken and used throughout Air Force Reserve Command. The 924th, we had a target for pilot production that was set years in the future as this unit was standing up. They met it years ahead of schedule, and they exceeded it. And not only that, they exceeded the production of their regular Air Force partners in Davis-Monthan. So that was awesome. Thanks for doing that. 414th, out at Seymour Johnson, in partnership with their host wing out there, the 4th Fighter Wing, they took over the lead wing responsibilities for red flag. And for those of you in here who know, that is a massive undertaking. Massive. And you knocked it out of the park. Taz, thanks so much for doing that. It was incredible. 944th MXG, in partnership with the 56th MXG. 2 Dedalian Awards. That's unheard of. 60-year history of that award. No one's ever won it twice in a row. And to top it all off, that, for those of you who don't know, that's the top maintenance group in the entire Air Force. And to top it all off, they also won the top maintenance group in the entire Department of Defense, recognized by the Secretary of Defense. That is incredible. And one thing we didn't mention earlier, at the same time, 924th also won the Dedalian Award for the smaller category of maintenance organizations. So we had 3 Dedalian Awards going at the same time. Fantastic. We have agreements with our partnerships here, and they're fantastic, but there's a lot of things that are not written in those agreements. And one of those things is leadership, and it's in partnership with our teammates that those things kind of go off the script. But out of the 15 flying squadrons in this wing, at one time we had 5 reservists sitting as directors of operations in those flying squadrons and providing leadership. So a third of the flying operations being led by reservists. That's awesome. As we mentioned, together with our mission partners at all of our locations, this wing is partially responsible for the production of 75% of the fighter pilots and weapons systems officers in the United States Air Force. That's 3/4 of our CAF, Combat Air Force's combat capability. Huge impact. And as we're currently preparing for the largest ever combat deployment for our mission support groups and other war task units, they're going to be going out the door. And we've done all of that preparation in the midst of COVID and fiscal reductions, and they are on their way out the door in the next couple of months. They're going to represent this wing with distinction, and they're going to do great work. Finally, as General Rattle mentioned, we deployed members of our medical squadrons to New York City at the height of the COVID pandemic, the worst medical crisis this country has seen in modern times. At the height of that, on less than 48 hours notice, we gathered folks who live in multiple states, got them on planes and got them to New York City, less than 48 hours, and they were working in the worst hit hospitals, saving people's lives. Truly a bunch of heroes. Y'all, you have a lot to be proud of, and I thank you for it. I'm incredibly proud of all of you. You did this despite the challenges of COVID, social unrest, a contentious election season, and all the other challenges that we put in front of you, and you did it without even missing a beat. Your resilience and your professionalism, they inspire me every day. It's just been a true honor and a privilege to serve with you over the last couple of years. I mentioned that it's been the highlight of my professional life, and it is going to be incredibly hard to walk away from a lot of things. That airplane, flown both of them a lot of times. I've got time in that airplane, never got the chance to shoot the adult-sized gun on the A-10. Those things are going to be hard to walk away from. Lots of great memories from combat deployments, lots of great memories from TDYs and other things, great places I've lived. But the thing that's going to be the hardest to walk away from is all of you, every single one of you. Incredibly proud of this team. Smash the Wing is fired on all cylinders. I can't wait to see what you guys do with the place. You're going to do great work. You're going to be a fantastic team, and I'm going to miss all of you. But I'm going to be watching with interest to see where you take the place. I can't wait to see it. So, Airman of the 944th, it's been a true honor and privilege. Highlight of my professional life. Thank you for letting me be a part of this team. Forge and fight. Carry on.
Col Greenwald will now receive his final salute as the commander of the 944th Fighter Wing.
Wing. And cut. Present. Arms. Order. Arms.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand as General Ratliff performs the change of command. Attention to orders, Department of the Air Force, Special Order Number GO-21-02, dated 6 June 2021. Under the provisions of Air Force Instruction 51-604 and effective 6 June 2021, Colonel James Greenwald relinquishes command of the 944th Fighter Wing, Luke Air Force Base, Arizona. Effective 6 June 2021, Col Mark Van Brunt assumes command of the 944th Fighter Wing, Luke Air Force Base, Arizona. Signed, General Brian Ratliff, Commander, 10th Air Force. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated.
Wing.
It is my pleasure to present to you the Commander, 944th Fighter Wing, Colonel Mark Van Brunt.
Thank you.
think I was in denial until about an hour and a half ago. Sitting out here, taking a photo with everybody, finally seeing the enormity of this wing, having all 4 airplanes out there, the formation lined up. I was like, oh, this is going to be a big deal. This is a big responsibility. I'm going to throw out a few things first real quick. I'm going to try to be a little bit shorter since they've already did it. So I'd like to thank you and Jim Gordon for giving me trust to lead this group, responsibility to do. We will look to improve on this wing. I'll work out everything and do this group the best we can. I'd like to thank Captain Stiebel real quick from her team. I'm not going to go through all of them, but thank you for putting this on. I mean, you've had an extremely busy weekend, and I appreciate that. I'd like to thank a couple of my mentors. A couple are here, some of them are. Joel Work, thank you for your leadership and some of your knowledge there. We're a few scotches sometimes. I appreciate that. Jim Smith, who's not here, Joe Prefario, Colonel Castaneda. Those are the guys that have been leading me and mentoring me, and I want to thank them for their support and helping me get here, so I appreciate that. Representative Clinton Osborne, thank you for coming out. Thank you. Looking forward to meeting you. Thank you for your service as we go through, so I appreciate that. Colonel Tolliver, looking forward to being here as well, hearing some stories, and looking forward to the very sweet relationship that we're going to build. To the 56 team, Chief Mobile, I'm sorry, I almost went right by you. Thank you for coming out, sir. And then to the 56 team, Jim Carter, Chief Arner, thanks for coming out. Your eyes are here and there's there. Else here, there you are. Thanks for coming out. I'm looking forward to building upon the relationships that we have. It is a great relationship that's already going on. I'm looking forward to building that. So I appreciate that. I'm going to be really quick here, hopefully. So, we're elite, we're resilient, Swiss Airmen. All right. I want us to remember that as we go through. I want us to remember our culture. We are so intertwined and interweaved in this huge operation that we've gone on across all the GSUs. Just have to remember that we are Swiss Airmen. Be proud of the 944 patch. Be proud of being a reservist. Be proud of the African patch as well. Just as proud as you are with the reserve patch. All right. So let's remember here we are and where we come from. All right. And what we're doing here with this base and across all our GSUs is amazing. We're already intertwined. We're just going to build upon what we have. We forge and fight. I love it simple. Thank you for an easy mission statement that you left over. 2 words is all I got to remember. Forge and fight. I love it. I can do that. Develop combat airmen. So it's a huge span like we talked about across 4 GSUs. I got the privilege of being here for 2 months already and can be a product of that forging of combat airmen. As we've already talked about, some of the great things that we do, the responsibility of over 75% of our combat airmen come through this wing. I've been nothing but impressed from the reservists, the guys that I get to fly with, the active duty guys that I get to fly with, the TRS. It has been an awesome product. This wing is running on all the cylinders, and I'm looking forward to jumping in and being part of that and just continuing that as we go along. We fight. What's unique about this wing is the guys that fly these airplanes and maintain them aren't the ones that fight. We train them to go fight, and unfortunately, we fight. The guys that fight is our medics, our agile ground support group, our mission support group. Okay? And they're getting ready to go do that, just like they mentioned. So I am very much a mission person. It's reality. He has to get the mission done, and also a people person. All right. So right now we're getting ready to go fight. We're getting ready to kick people out the door to go down range for 6 and 7. Some start leaving in a week. We're going to keep doing that for the next 6 months. So that's the closest alligator to our boat. Is a wing. Let's get these people out the door and ready to go. All right. We're going to do that. And we're going to do it well. I want to thank Greta and Mama because this team is ready to fight. They're ready to lead the mission. So you guys have left an amazing product. This team is running all the cylinders, just like you said. We talked about, when Brown talks about accelerated change with blues, I'll tell you, I'm not sitting here looking to change. All right, we'll look to improve some processes where we can. But this wing, just listen to all the awards that you guys have won, all the great work that you guys have done. We're not looking to change. We're just looking to improve some processes and keep running. Right? It's going to be great. I almost forgot a few folks, most important folks here that I'll hit real quick and then we'll get out of here. As I do. I want to thank my wife, Laura, my daughters, Claire and Cecilia. You guys have put up a lot, especially the last 4 years. We're on our 6th house in 4 years. We've been moving. And this one was quick. We packed up and did the drive in about 3 days and got here and started packing and we're getting work already. I appreciate your love and support. I can't do this without you. You guys are my rock. I lost that mic down a little bit. I apologize for that up front. But as you hear, I've got to get out and visit all these great places. So and take care of these airmen. So I appreciate all your support. 2 years is going to go by fast. And I'm looking forward to what all we do here. It's going to be awesome. But I would not be here without you. I appreciate it. My parents who aren't here, my in-laws, I appreciate them as well. If you'll see this eventually, but the love support that they gave as well got me here, and appreciate that. And looking forward to them coming out and visiting soon. Lastly, like I said about the people, you're going to see me. I prefer to get out and about amongst you guys. You're going to see me walking around your work centers, meet you, saying hi, shaking hands. Please stop me whenever you have a question or whatever you want to. I am looking forward to working alongside of you. Laura, Claire, and Cecilia and I, we are grateful, we are humble, we are blessed to be here. We're thankful for this wing and the state that it's in. We're thankful for our mission partners. We are looking forward to working alongside you for the next 2 years. And with that, I'm ready for us to get back to work as we go through. So we got a long day ahead of us, especially with this being our Adam and July ETA and getting some people out the door. So I'm ready to get back to that mission part as we go through. I want to thank everybody for showing up and fortune fight.
Thank you, Colonel Van Brunt. And now, as a symbol of loyalty and respect to Colonel Van Brunt, the men and women of the 944th Fighter Wing will render the first salute to our new commander.
Wing. Attention. Present. Arms. Order. Arms. Wing. At ease.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the 944th Fighter Wing flagship to your left. Next to the F-35 flagship is the Dedicated Crew Chief Technical Sergeant Ben Richards and the Assistant Dedicated Crew Chief Senior Airman Ethan Berlindi Baxono. At this time, the crew chiefs will display Colonel Van Brunt's name as the new pilot in command. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand and join in the singing of the Air Force song. Please remain standing for the departure of the official party.
Wing. Attention. Ladies